Right, so McDermott and a lot of other people are very upset about Mitch Daniels' comments about Northwest Indiana.
Including yourself.
I was not. I mean, I brought it up, and I think that there are. I'm not altogether sure the timing is all that great, but there are issues regarding what he had to say, and a lot of local people are mad. Okay.
Yes,
and I asked him about that, and he said, "Hey, you know what? What did I say that wasn't true?" Sure. So, what do you think about that?
There's two schools of thought on this. My wife always says, what I said was true, isn't it? And I said, yeah, but it doesn't mean that the truth doesn't hurt. It doesn't mean that maybe sometimes you shouldn't avoid saying the truth. I mean, so there's a problem there. Is yes, it is true, but the truth isn't always the thing that sets us free. The truth isn't always the thing that protects us. We can't say anything we want to in a society just because it's true, because the bottom line is sometimes those truths do damage. So there's a certain amount of responsibility we all need to take with our words. Now, it's very difficult to sit across from you, the guy who continually calls us region rats, who revels in the corruption and the problems and doesn't want to present the solutions. You just say, hey, I just want to sit back and let people kind of mix it up and so on and so forth. So for you or a lot of people who've sat here and kind of revel in that region rat corruption of Lake County kind of thing, for people to be offended by that, it's kind of tough for me to take, to be perfectly honest with you.
Okay, and explain that.
Well, because I don't like being called a region rat. I've said on these airwaves.
Okay, let's take the region rat thing and we'll deal with that.
Yeah.
Let's deal with his comments about corruption and labor union aggression.
Okay, and this is what I've said in the past. I've said in Lake County we laugh about, we revel in our history. And I've often said, and you've heard me talk about this, is I'm tired of laughing about it. I'm tired of being the butt of jokes. I'm tired of, reveling in this history that we have here in Lake County. I've even said the same thing that Mayor McDermott said. Look, if there are people up here that are corrupt, then come up here and arrest them and take them out. If not, stop saying it, because the problem is that reputation will continue to follow us for years and years and years and years. And when does it end? Because all anyone downstate or anywhere else has to do is just say, oh, well, they're corrupt, so we shouldn't give them any money. We shouldn't give them any funding. We shouldn't participate in any programs in Lake County because of the levels of corruption. So I'm tired of it. But the problem is that we enjoy that reputation. I recall Mayor McDermott talking about how, hey, yeah, this is rough politics here in Lake County. He talked about, punching people, hey, we'll punch you in the face with our politics type of things. I mean, his campaign slogan is boxing glove, for crying out loud. I mean, we enjoy that reputation. So at the same time, I ask myself, how can we be offended when somebody brings it to light? If we reject that, okay, then we've got a different discussion. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But the reality is that we're embracing it in Lake County. We need to stop doing that. I kind of blame us.
Which is exactly what Mitch Daniels did in that interview. He said, listen, there's a responsibility, there's a contract. When he mentioned when he first came here and talked to me all the time and tried to make a change in Northwest Indiana, he said there was a two-sided contract to that, and that we haven't lived up to that. We still have our problems. And what did he say that wasn't true? I mean,
we need to, as voters, stop electing the exact same people. We need to step up. We need to figure things out. We need to take responsibility. You and I have had all these conversations. So to even have the discussion is surprising because we've already had it.
But Mitch Daniels has taken that discussion that you and I have here. Do we have union issues? Do we have corruption around here? The answer are yes on both issues, but he has taken that and he has shown it to the world. And a lot of people are reading his book. I don't think it's a secret. I don't think the world was unaware that there was this perception of corruption or rough politics in Lake County. I mean, for crying out loud, Kennedy said it when he came here. I mean, this is historically been a place of rough politics, of corruption. But the bottom line is, I think that a lot of that's going away. I think we need to let go of that history. I think we need to embrace the new reality that is today, that we have better elected leaders, that we, and take Mayor McDermott, for example. He's an excellent elected leader. He looks out for his community. I haven't seen any signs of corruption within his office or anything along those lines. And I think we need to shake loose those shackles of the past and just move forward. And when people make these accusations, don't laugh about it. It's not funny.
Even when we make it amongst ourselves, it's the old adage of, hey, look, I can say it, but you can't say it. Well, no, we shouldn't say it either. We should not in any way, shape, or form.
So let's move along. You got Brad Hemingway here to my left. Hey, Brad, how are you?
Good morning.
Brad, move up to that mic a little bit, will you? And plus, you got Deed-Load.
Outstanding. Start off the day right. Huh?
There you go. Brad and I have known each other for, let's see, 40-some years. So
former All-Stars?
Former Saint, living in the same area over there by Eads School and playing lob ball. And it's good to have you in, man.
Yeah, just Bill we're talking about on the way out there. So.
And Bill Baker, of course, in that little clan also. But and who's to your left here?
This is Natalie Sabert from Best Buddies. She's out of Indianapolis and up here talking with a couple of the schools that are starting the programs for Best Buddies.
Okay, Natalie, how are you? Thanks for coming up today. Where are you from originally?
I'm good. I'm actually originally from Fort Wayne, Indiana.
And now you're down in Indy working with Best Buddies?
Yes. Our state office is located in Indianapolis.
All right, somebody tell us what Best Buddies is.
Okay, Best Buddies is a nonprofit international organization, and we work to provide different social opportunities for people who are diagnosed with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And what we do is we match youth and adults who have an intellectual or a developmental disability in a one-to-one friendship with a peer who does not have a disability. And for those of you who are listening and you might not have heard the term intellectual disability before, examples of that would be autism or Down syndrome.
Autism or Down syndrome.
There's several other disabilities as well, but those are some of the more well-known.
So how does that work in practice? You pair up somebody with IDD, isn't that the word?
Yes.
Isn't that the term IDD,
yes.
which is intellectual and development disability?
Yes.
You pair them up one-to-one with somebody in, say, the general population of a high school. And how does that work? What do they do? How does that work?
Right. So the programs in Indiana, we have programs at high schools, middle schools, and colleges around the state. And we do match at the high school level students in the general education population in a friendship with a student that is in the special education population. The programs run during the academic year. And once the students are matched, they make a commitment to be in contact with each other at least once a week. So that would be something like phone calls, emails, if they are on Facebook, or texting, talking at school, just some sort of regular conversation, interaction. And then they also make a commitment to get together at least twice a month for social activities. And those are things that any other high school student would be doing. So going to school sporting events, going to the movies, going out to eat, eating lunch at school, hanging out at each other's houses. It's really different for each buddy pair and what they like to do together.
Brad, what's your involvement?
My son Joseph has been involved with the program last year and again this year. I've gone down to their international leadership conference down in Bloomington for the past 2 years and volunteered down there. Over 50 countries from around the world come, and the high school, college programs, and it's been a very fulfilling weekend to go down there. And but it's just today is just trying to get the word out. Northwest Indiana, some of the other high schools that can take part in this.
Okay, wait a second.
Munster has been doing the Best Buddies program for a number of years now. How long has it been?
This
in
is
Munster?
second year.
Second year.
Yeah.
I thought it was. Was there a similar program prior to this?
We had talked about it back. We were going to start it when the rains came back in 08.
Okay, sure.
So that got pushed back a little bit. So, but last year we had an outstanding year. I think your daughter was involved in it as well.
Yes. Yeah, they both moved out of Munster now, but they both found that very fulfilling, and they went to a lot of Sunday afternoon things where they have the dinners and so forth, and they both had a friend and enjoyed it very much. Now, what is your son Joseph is how old now?
He's 19. He started into the transition program with Westlake, which is Lake Central and Munster, started a program for the students that have graduated, and
So what did he get out of this Best Buddies?
Oh, it was a opportunity for him to have somebody that he could call, as opposed to just coming home and just doing his thing all by himself, not having a friend outside of school. He did get involved with the football program over the last couple of years, and this year Coach Marsh has taken a more active interest in Best Buddies, or they've done some promotions for wearing their shirts out to a couple of the scrimmages and that, and so it's been great for him just having more people, more friends that he can partner up with.
Now, what high schools are in this locally?
Munster, Crown Point, and then we're also just starting a program this year at Lake Central.
Munster, Crown Point, and LC. That's about what I would have guessed, actually. So the word can get out. So, Natalie, you're with the state part of Best Buddies program.
Yeah.
And probably, quite frankly, most of the people driving around right now have never heard of this, unless they're at Munster or Crown Point. I think Lake Central, they're just starting it. So, I mean, what do you want to tell those high schools that, somebody may be listening from one of those high schools?
Yeah, definitely. If you have a child that attends one of the other schools in this area and you are interested in, helping to get a Best Buddies program started there, please feel free to contact our state office. Our phone number is 317-436-8440. So please feel free to contact us. You can also go to our website. It's www.bestbuddiesindiana.org. And there's a complete list of all of the schools in Indiana that have Best Buddies programs. There's more information about the different programs and events that we have. So please feel free to visit the website to get more information. And then, like I said, please just contact our office.